right, so this is essentially a color change that happens when a card is turned over and then shown to the spectator. So I will show you from the audience perspective first. I'm gonna go a little slower, which obviously the camera is gonna catch it, and then I'll show you a point of view perspective. So when you get a double lift, turn it over. I've got 2 cards here, and in the act of turning it over, I'll show you the mechanics in just a moment. The card switches to the 3 of diamonds, and that card is lost to the bottom for use in whichever way you see fit, maybe reveal somewhere else later. But essentially here it is again one more time, and then I will show you from the point of view and then the mechanics of it. So you have a double lift, turn it over, it's the 3 of diamonds, the king is right behind, and in the act of turning it over, you discard the bottom card, and you're left with the top one, which is now the king of spades, and the discarded card is on the bottom of the deck. All right, so I'm going to expose the move first where the color change happens, then I'll incorporate the deck to show you how it all fits together. So obviously you're going to get a double lift, 2 cards, but you're going to get your finger 1 and finger 2 on the bottom left corner of the card. You're going to get your thumb on the bottom, the back side of it. Essentially, all you do is when you turn it over, you're using these 3 fingers to separate them out, because this card is going underneath the deck, leaving you with the 3 of diamonds. The spectator sees the king of spades. When you turn it over, this card goes underneath the deck. You're left with this card, now the 3 of diamonds. So I would practice that move a little bit as you're turning over, separate. Turning over, separate. If you can get fluent with this movement, remember, you're supposed to give in the illusion, you're giving the illusion that you're just turning over 1 card. If you can make it look smooth, you're gonna fool everybody. If this is something that you speed up, it's gonna look very suspicious because nobody turns a card over really quick. They're gonna be turning it over slowly, and so it's more convincing if you can do this move very smoothly and slowly, leave them with this card, and it's changed, because it's not a move that you're really gonna expect much from. So now with the deck, what you do is, when you turn it over, let me switch these over. When you turn it over, you're feeding the bottom card underneath the deck, leaving yourself with a top one, thus a color change. What I have learned with the left hand is there's something that can look very suspicious if not thought about in advance and practice. When you turn it over, you're gonna need to lift the deck just a little bit. I'm gonna exaggerate it here, but you're gonna need to lift the deck up with your index finger, leaving you with these 3 other fingers to retrieve the card and pull it in. So when you turn it over, you're lifting the deck using your 3 other fingers to retrieve it, and you're pulling it in. Now you're left with 1 card, but now 3 fingers are gone. Whereas before, if you remember, your hands were right here, you're just turning over a card, your fingers should still be here. What I've noticed is, since you need these 3 to pull them in, leave these fingers underneath the deck until you've drawn away attention to the revealed card or just away from the deck, so it does not look suspicious, because you want the turn to look smooth, and then you want your hands to still look the same because you're only turning over a card to the spectator. So when you turn it over, feed it underneath the deck, leave your fingers underneath until you have drawn attention away to the changed card, or ask them to flip it over. Once they flip it over, they're going to react, and you just bring your fingers over, because if the spectator sees this, let's just do it with 1 card. If you're just turning over a card, in their eyes, turning over a card, your fingers disappear and then come back all in the same view. Something looks like something happened. So just keep those moves very smooth, turn over, keep the fingers underneath, reveal it to them, then bring your fingers back. And now you've got the 3 of diamonds on the bottom. You can go ahead and change, gamblers cop it away, do whatever you'd like to it, reveal it somewhere else. Here, I'll show you one last time. Turn over, feet underneath, your fingers are on the bottom. Show the card, you can bring your fingers back as their attention is over here. If this helped, feel free to like the video, subscribe, and let me know in the comments if you'd like any other kinds of tutorials.